Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Clark. I am one of the eighth grade American Cultures teachers in eighth grade. So, welcome to eighth grade. Welcome to American Cultures class. Right now, you'll notice this class doesn't have a whole lot of life or energy in it. This room has been empty since March 13th when we all walked away. I thought we'd be back in a couple of weeks. Boy, am I naive. Yeah, we haven't been back yet, so we're really excited to get some kids back in the building and start to have at least somewhat of a school year and get started on the right foot. We're really excited to be able to share America's story with you. It's a lot of the thought of our class or philosophy of our class is that everybody has a story, and you put everybody's story together and you have America's story. We'll have an incredible time learning about America's story. We'll learn about the culture and history of early America from roughly the 1750s through the late 1800s. We'll tell some of those stories that we hold in common that we think are important. We also want to compare our previous culture from a long time ago to today. And that's a lot of what we do in this class is try to learn what are some of the differences, what are the ways we have changed, but also what are the ways we are the same. I think there's a lot of great stories to tell and a lot of great people to learn about. And well, I can't wait to get started. So I have an assignment for you. Yes, an assignment, believe it or not. We want to get started on Monday, August 24th, but only the A group gets to come that day. The B group, like you're in, has to wait until Tuesday. So here's the thing to start to think about American cultures with a little bit. I'd like you to think about the house that you live in, or the apartment, or the condo, or the camper, or whatever it is that you live in. One of the things that's always been important to the very first people who ever came to North America is you got to live someplace. I mean, the climate is not such here that you can just live on the ground and sleep outdoors. Got to have a place to live. So we're going to work on an assignment, or you're going to work on an assignment about why do you live in the place you live? Now, I know many of you will live with parents or grandparents or aunt and uncle, whoever it might be, maybe foster parents. So why don't you talk to that person about why do you live in that particular house? Why did you buy that one? Why did you rent that house, rent that apartment? Um, you may find out that, well, maybe you lived in that house because that's where your family lives, and so you live here too. Maybe you have moved here from somewhere else, so you should have a conversation with that person about why did you choose this particular area or the particular building you live in. In American culture, sometimes we call that a Clarky conversation. You can have a Clarky conversation, and we'll, because my name is Mr. Clark, we'll have a way to talk to each other about the circumstances we live in and compare our culture to early America. So that's job number one. Find out why you live in the building, house, apartment, whatever that you live in. Why that one as opposed to any other place? Maybe it's because you like the neighborhood. Maybe it's because it's a easily affordable place. Maybe it's because the company that your parents work for would pay a certain amount of money to help buy a house, and that's what you could get with that amount of money. Who knows? Could be a lot of things. Now, here's the second part of the job. I'd like you to do for next week when you come to school. Can you take a picture of the front of the thing you live in, whether it's a building or a house or a mobile home or whatever it is? Okay, use your phone, a parent's phone, or a camera, or whatever you have. If you don't have any of that stuff that you can't actually take a picture, just take a piece of paper and a pencil and draw a simple sketch of the front of your house. Yes, I mean simple. Take me seriously about simple. I know some of you are very good at art, and you can draw a very detailed picture. Well, if you want to do that, great. But it could be something pretty simple, just so we get an idea of what the place you live in looks like. If you're not able to take a picture or draw a sketch, you might even be able to go to a website like Zillow.com, Zillow.com, or maybe even Google Maps and get a street view screenshot of your house. Now, the idea is your house has a particular style. There are styles of houses, Yours most likely fits one or maybe more than one style. And so we'll talk about that. That's part of our culture is the place we live or the thing we live in. And so we're going to spend some time with that. So that's your two-part assignment coming up for this week. Talk to somebody about why you live in the place you live and get a picture of it and bring that to school. I'll show you at some point how we can put all that information together into something that will help us learn our culture in our class called American Culture. All right, looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a good weekend, good couple of days here before you come back to school. See you soon.